So no matter what you might say or what do, or like suppose like someone has a PhD and they go like, murder 10 people, or they like say something really racist, or like,
Same as a bachelor's degree or
okay,
a master's
once you have, you
degree,
have
right?
it.
Once you're an MBA, no matter
Okay.
how evil of a CEO you become, you're
Okay.
an
You have it.
MBA.
Okay. All right. But I'm guessing the difference is like if you're an evil person, that college that gave you the degree might want kind of distance themselves from you. you know, like, no, Jason Cavs did not graduate from this university.
Yeah,
We just own
we
him.
eliminated his name.
We just own him. We took off all records from him.
Yeah, and from comic books, you can imagine a lot of bad people actually have PhDs.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Or is it the other way around? Maybe
Yeah.
PhD drive you mad.
Oh man.
They're all doctor something,
Yeah.
professor
Doctor
something,
Doom.
all those. Yeah,
Hmm.
I can see that. Because after this whole process, I can see that.
Yeah. Man. So during the PhD process, is there a time in there where like I guess there's a time you want to quit, right? Like, or that you think about it, or whatever. Like, man, what am I doing? Like, was it like your own personal like perseverance that your parents said, "Hey, keep on going"? Was your advisor, "Hey, Evie,
Mhm.
you something's wrong with you, right? Come talk to me." Like Evie, like there's something wrong. You're not, your upbeat self, right? Or was it a matter of just like in the army, you had to say like, suck it up, right? Just had to suck it up and keep on going.
Well, for me, I think other people probably when we discuss it all the time with like different PhD students. Oh, should you continue? Should you do something else? Or how much pain's really causing you? But for me, I never thought about quitting, but it's very difficult.
This isn't how you're built, right?
Yeah, it's just like maybe I'm a little tunnel vision, but like I just want to get. I want this. I know I want this. I really like it, and it was really difficult in the first couple of years. But it's just constantly you're facing criticism after criticism because that's what academia is supposed to be, right? People tell you, "Oh, this is not right. You're not supposed to do this." And
So
my
you gotta have some kind of mental strength, right?
yeah,
Mental
exactly.
strength, a thick skin, emotionally
Yeah,
strong.
yeah, definitely. You cannot because a lot of people imagine, oh, we're all top A students or whatever. Like we're straight A. No, we can't accept. But that really gets beat out of you during this whole PhD program. You can no longer have that kind of like ego or pride or something. You have to just be like, this is what I want to do.
Mhm.
And my advisor probably, I would say, yeah, definitely the reason I'm still alive. I was a joke is because of him.
Yeah.
So a good advisor will give you support and help you through things. And if you don't
So
have that, it's very difficult.
I wonder if some advisors take the mentality of, like, I need to help my students graduate. Or do some advisors take the thing like, I need to make sure my students are strong as possible. So I'm gonna fuck with them as much as possible and make them quit. Because if they quit, they're not mentally strong enough and they
Oh
don't
my
deserve a PhD, you know?
I'm not sure. So I think maybe other people have that kind of mentality. It's like, oh, we gotta make it strict.
Yeah.
The UW program is actually our program is famous for being very tough. Like people joke about being the UW meat grinder.
Yeah.
So
So UW does have a very, very good,
it's
I mean,
high
I
standards.
mean, they have supposed to have the best computer science, the best human centered design program, one of the best business programs.
Mhm.
UW has like a outstanding like reputation.
Yes, exactly. And then that comes hand in hand with making this process a lot more, difficult and like very tough. But if your advisor has that mentality, I don't think you can
Can't
survive.
survive. Yeah.
No, your advisor is kind of like your
Okay.
parent.
Your advisor
Like,
needs to be
yeah,
on your team.
without your
Your
advisor,
advisor
you're
needs to
dead.
be okay. Your advisor, okay, okay, all right. So this might be an unfair question, but like, let me ask this: during you said some people quit during your time there, right?
Most
Was when someone quit, do you think to yourself, man, like that could have been me, or like, man, this person quit. That's a weak. That person was weak. That person had what it takes. I'm glad they're gone. Less competition for me.
no. I think this process is harsh enough that we all know how painful it is,
Yeah.
and we don't feel that about others. um you more feel like kind of like, oh, that's so bad, like
Yeah.
your friend has left,
Yeah.
right? Like
Can someone quit and then come back? Like post, I mean, I'm sure people may quit for personal reasons, or maybe they ran out of money, or death in their family, or
mhm.
I mean, life happens, right? Can you?
Sometimes maybe because you're if you know you're coming back, it's like, oh, I really have to leave for
Mhm.
this. I don't know if that's doable.
Okay, I guess they might have
i've
to start from the beginning.
I've never seen people who've done that for myself,
So
so I've never witnessed it.
okay, so once you quit, this burns like red line you cross.
I think once you quit, also it's really difficult for a person to quit and come back, and then you have a life. Why would you want to live this life again?
Yeah. Like, I have freedom now.
Yeah, I know. So, oh, I have freedom, like a mental health,
I
or
can go out, I can go out, eat with my spouse every day.
or like, I'm not feeling I'm so terrible and then the stupidest person in the world every day,
Yeah.
something like that.
Man, I actually enjoy binge watching Game of Thrones
Yeah, it's like, I'm
versus
the
doing research.
smartest person in the room. Yeah.
That's funny. Is there a how many you happen to know how many what percentage of population in either United States or the world or whatever is actually has PhDs?
I think
I think
some
that's just
people
small.
try to, calculate it. I think with like reputable schools,
Mm,
maybe less than a percent.
mhm.
But you have to think about it. PhD, they also included, art history, English literature. I'm kidding.
No, no, she's not.
Yeah, so maybe 1%.
But what's a joke? Or you're like, playing. We need a doctor. I have a PhD in artist. No, no, no. Sit your ass down.
Art history. Sit down.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
man.
no, sorry. I was just I'm
No,
making fun of them.
no. It's funny, right? What's it called? The not technical, not technical, like the hard things versus easy things. Like
Mhm.
there's a term for it. Like you have a PhD in physics, or even a degree in physics if it's a degree in art history. Like
Mhm.
liberal arts and like real science. It's something they call it. I can't remember.
Oh,
But
Sheldon Cooper in Big
it,
Bang Theory.
yes, yeah,
Geology is not a real
yeah,
science. Which I mean, I think geology is, but some he's like some of liberal art.
yeah. You're an engineer. There's no way you're smarter than me.
Yeah.
Well, you're an engineer. You're fucking like no way you're smarter than me. Sheldon Cooper.
Yeah, there are a lot of jokes, and then also econ people make fun of us. It's like,
Hmm.
"Oh, you're just taking our econ theories and use it for evil."
Yeah.
Like,
How
oh,
much?
that's wrong. Yeah.
How much? So how much do we think we fail our kids by not like counseling more to get a good degree, right? Of course, like you want if you're a high school senior and you want to be an artist, right?
Mhm.
Okay, be an artist, right? But I think we do a bad job of say, hey, I know you want to be an artist, you're a really good artist, but like, man, like if you can't sell your paintings for millions of dollars, the odds of you getting a job as an artist are like slim to none, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
or
it's very I
like
think the rate of
yeah.
success.
And like I'm a big fan of like liberal arts degrees. I think liberal arts degree is actually a good thing, right? You learn all that stuff.
Oh, you definitely need those knowledge.
Yeah.
I took those classes too.
But if you're trying to get a job as like, marketing person and you compete like marketing people, you probably lose that every time unless you can do a good job convincing yourself, right? I just think there's so many degrees out there where like people spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars and like they have a
Yeah.
degree in like, all degrees are valuable, don't be wrong. You learn stuff, right? But you have a degree in like, I don't know, language arts of like
It's harder it's
Civil War
harder to
era,
get jobs.
yeah, versus a basic business degree.
I mean, I do think that I think everybody should take liberal art classes
Mhm.
because you definitely need the knowledge,
Yeah.
the view, right? History, like you need to
Yeah.
know those things. But to get a degree in those, I mean, yes, it's harder to get jobs a lot of times
Mm.
than other degrees. But then again, like skills is not the only reason you get
Yeah.
education, right?
Yeah.
It's like a
Now,
balance. You want to balance how much
yeah.
fun you want to have, how
Yeah.
much knowledge you want to
Exactly.
have, and then do you want to go to grad school later on? Do you want to get a PhD later on, or do you want to have a job immediately? So those are all considerations.
Now, if you take your daddy's job coming over in 6 years, maybe you do get a liberal arts degree, right?
I mean, but the thing is, if you love it so much,
Yeah.
and then that's the only a contractor
Mhm.
build houses, right? How do you know that's what you really want to do in high school? That's a very early on to
Yep.
pick up a profession that you probably don't know there could be other options out there.
Yeah.
And university is where you find out this kind of options because it has
Yeah.
all the things possible. You get to talk to anybody you want, and then and then you find out what you really like and what you're really good at.
Here's one for you. Like a lot of people, they know really early on what they want to do, right? Some people don't.
Hmm.
So Kobe Bryant, right? He knew this is 8 years old, but basketball player, right?
Hmm.
Is that because that's what he really wanted, or because his daddy was an NBA player, right?
I mean, you have to think about it. As a person, you only have this much information at any given stage, right? Like your, I mean, sure, if your father or your parents do a certain job and you're more familiar with it, so you have an edge compared to other people. So what's wrong with taking on this
Yeah.
advantage? So it's like, I mean, as far as people know that they have the option, I think the worst part is that you didn't know you could have done it easily. That's the sad part. Like, "Oh, I didn't know if I just, go
But
to a different classroom, I can be a
I mean,
marketer."
Kobe Bryant could have been the greatest scientist of all time.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, if but, if you know what you have, if you know all your options, then that's great. What I'm afraid is that you don't know you have the option. You could easily become someone else, or you could easily found your passion, but because of some stupid reason you didn't. That's what I'm worried about. But as far as you know your options, go for it.
I mean, it's like, Michael Jackson, one of the
Mhm.
greatest entertainers of all time, greatest dancers of all time, greatest singers
Mhm.
of all time. His father made him start doing entertainment at the age of 5, right? He had no other choice. He had no other life option, right? He had to be an entertainer, right?
I mean, yeah, for a lot of people who push their children toward one way or the other, it's really eliminating the child's option. But again, a game theorist, you look at things both ways,
Uh-huh,
right? You have to say, but on the other hand, they were also given a direction, and
uh-huh,
then they are way more efficient in terms of reaching this goal.
mhm.
Where for me, like I tried all kinds of different things, the waste of my time, right?
But
I
was
work.
that Michael Jackson's goal or Joe Jackson's goal? I
It
would say
depends
it's
on if you want to be successful.
yeah.
If he saw maybe his son is really great and extremely
Maybe you
talented,
saw something at an early age, like maybe at 3 years old, he like sung a note or did a
I
move,
just
whatever.
knew, I know, I just knew this kid is talented. Then
But
you don't want to waste that.
but how many parents do waste that? It's like they see their kid throw a baseball.
Hmm.
My son has God given baseball talent.
Hmm.
Well, actually he doesn't, right? Like he's kind of average. You're gonna spend all this time making your son do baseball games and travel with teams and
Hmm. I mean, yeah, people are could be, blinded or overestimate.
yeah, too many parents
Yeah.
live through the lives of their kids, unfortunately.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's very difficult for children to figure out. Like, I had no idea I wanted to be a professor.
No, that's a good question I should ask. Like, so we're gonna pretend you didn't say that, right?
Yeah.
So, most people when they're young, like a little kid, right? They want to be a superhero,
Hmm.
maybe a fireman, whatever case may be, music stars.
What's yours?
Most people don't want to be a professor.
What's yours
I
as
want
a
to be
kid?
I want to be president of the United States. I was really big in politics.
Actually, that's actually more realistic.
I was really big into politics.